Yo, what up, everybody? You already know Sly K Logo here with another episode of CannaConvos, and today's a special one, man. We got JRatz right here, baby boy. Yeah. What's up, Pimp? How you doing today?
Not too bad. How you doing, Sly?
Oh, man, you know I'm chilling, killing, acting like a villain. You already know how I be doing and chilling and selling and da-da-da-da. Anyways, yeah, I'm having a good day, brother. So for those who don't know, this is JRatz right here, and he has been killing it on Instagram. He has been supporting from the background for a long time, and now, as you know me, guys, I gotta get the supporters. If you out there and you supporting, and I see you, man, we're gonna get you out here on CannaConvos, baby. We're gonna get you out of your shell. We're gonna get you on camera, baby. So, JRatz, here we go. We got it. You know, your episode. It's your time, baby. So, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, for all those out there on Instagram, go check them out. JRatz. I think is there some numbers behind it too?
Yes, there's actually I did miss a number. It's JRatz 65201.
Beautiful. I'll be putting the link up here up on top, and the tag for everybody to go find him, and make sure to support your boy the way he supports us, right? So, how's your day, brother?
Not too bad, man. Not too bad. Just been chilling with the fam. And yeah, pretty much it. Just watching all the lives today. And yeah, pretty much it.
Nice, sick, man. Yeah, yours is gonna be nice, man. We're gonna have a lot of support going on, so this is gonna be.
Oh yeah, there's you want to know what? Honestly, it's the year of GCN. There, Sly, and honestly, we're taking off. We're hoping to blow up this year. So
good, man. Hell yeah, I'll be there to support, brother. I hope you guys kill it there. That is one of my questions, how you got onto GCN, but we'll get to that in just a second. My number one question that I always ask everybody is, how did you come up with your name?
So my name was actually not cannabis related in that. So I used to play football in high school.
Oh, really? What position?
And my position was a D lineman and that. So I used to be called JRatz and that as JJ Watt. I was one of like the top, guys on the defense and that. So I established a name for myself.
Now, for those who don't know, defense wins games, baby. It's controversial. That's a controversial statement, but everybody knows defense wins games. So you are very important, sir.
Damn right. So when I got onto Instagram and that, it was just I had JRatz already on there and that, and when I started getting into the cannabis community and that, everyone was just like, JRatz, what's up? I was just like, you want to know what? I'm just going to stick with the name. I'm not even going to change it to JRatz and that.
Yep.
Just keep it as is.
Yeah, and when it fits, when a name fits, it fits, bro. And then that's it. It kind of, sometimes it's almost like the name picks you, right?
Yeah, so, exactly.
You got that name, boom, that's it. You're JRatz from now on.
Yeah. Yeah, and my name keeps popping up everywhere. Everyone just sees my stuff on Instagram and that. What I'm doing with GCN, and everybody's loving it. Everyone is loving my stuff right now.
Most definitely,
and I enjoy doing it more for the community than myself.
Good, and that's the best one. Is the most genuine people. The people who just love to do it, man. That's what we're here doing. We're not here making money or anything. We're just out here. Well, not yet, at least. But we're doing what we love, and the money will come later. And so that's something that is good because it shows the audience genuine, genuine people. And when the genuine people are here, we are very happy to support. Everybody is more willing to come out and check you out, and back you up. The way that you've been backing everybody else up. I feel like that's the way that it should be. If I'm backing you up, I'm gonna be there to back you up. You back me up, blah, 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 vice versa.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, and like Organically Blunt says, there is no community without you and I, and that is 100% true.
And that is 100% in that, and that's what I love about this community is everyone is supportive of everyone. Even though there's some behind the scenes drama sometimes, and that everybody supports everybody, and that is what I love about this community, and that everyone loves to give a hand and give their opinion about certain topics in our community, and that's what I freaking love about this community.
Yeah, And there could be a little bit of drama. You're right about that. I
Yeah.
think with the more people, more people, there's gonna be a little bit of drama happening.
Yeah, and you're when you're doing this stuff, it kind of you're going to make some enemies. You for sure. It's you could rub someone off the wrong way in that, and they're just like nah, I'm not going to be supportive of that. But when you get to know the people in the community and that, oh, they're so down to earth people and that, and I just everyone in the community is just so loving, supportive regardless of what you're doing, whether you're growing, whether you're not growing, whether you're, just supporting, regardless.
Yeah,
Everyone's accepted.
beautiful, man. It's a beautiful thing. How long have you been growing for?
So I actually just started growing last year. My first outdoor grow, and that I had some help with my grow from Mr. Gannix. So Mr. Gannix actually is 5 minutes away from my house.
Nice.
So he is kind of like my Canna teacher, as I like to say, and that. So he helps me out a lot with trying to understand more of this plant that we love to smoke and grow and that and be around. So,
I like to say your mentee or your mentor. He's
yeah,
it's got you into this because this thing, like, because I've been doing that same thing. I've been getting as many people as I can to grow, and so I've been doing it for 5 years. Ever since Emily Anything Grows, I sent her over a light back in the day. I was just like, dude, I feel that you have the spark, and so if you have the spark out there, I'm going to nurture that spark, man, and we're gonna turn that shit into a flame, baby. And sure enough, she's over here flaming like crazy, And so you got the bug too, right? And it's a beautiful fucking thing, isn't it, brother?
So, it is. Honestly, the plant that we grow is awesome, and that. And you want to know what? If we can get more, technical with this plant, and that, like, this plant has shown, they can stop seizures and that, and eventually down the road, and that, because my son, who is young, he had epileptic, spasms when he was like just a little baby, and that,
Okay.
and that was when we found out about that, it was heartbreaking. Yeah, of course, And as I'm starting to learn more and more about these medications he's on, and that they aren't working, and that, it's kind of getting me into that research of can cannabis, lessen the epileptic spasms and all that he has. So
and one thing is, okay, now there's a lot of people out there who be a little weary because it's kids with cannabis and shit, right?
Yeah.
But this is a medicine, people. This is medicine. This is something that, I mean, if you guys know anything about the story about Charlotte's Web, they bred this CBD strain just for this little girl Charlotte, who was having hundreds of seizures a day. Hundreds of seizures. It was horrible, pobrecita. I watched the documentary and it broke my heart, guys. And I absolutely was like, no, this is bullshit. There should not be families who be scared to get a medicine that is actually helping. If it's helping without the seizure, you know what I mean?
And the thing is I've heard a lot of families because I'm with groups and all that, with kids that are exactly the same as my son and that, and they're scared to go that route because they don't want to be, you're such a bad parent, because you're getting your kid into cannabis and that. Oh, but it's a medical plant, and we're starting to transition into the where we're getting cannabis is starting to get research and all that, and that's what I love is that cannabis is developing. It's developing, and we're developing closer and closer to where cannabis can be used as a medical treatment, and that it does now with people with pains and going to sleep and all that. So why can we not use it for serious epileptic people that need it, because sometimes the epileptic meds do not work.
And it's horrible, like the effect of that medicine. I mean, it could take a little bit longer. the cannabis is pretty fast. As soon as it hits your, system, it goes to work on the brain, and it starts like, easing the overstimulation that's happening when the seizure is going on. Because for those who don't know, the seizure is basically when your brain just starts to overload with so much neurons just firing off.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It is the cannabis actually takes that that fast moving movement in your brain, and it slows it right down, so that way your brain can just calm and relax. And I think that's what most people don't understand, is that oh, it's marijuana. You get high from it, you get stupid off it. Well, you want to know what? Actually, there is ways where you don't have to get stupid on it. You don't have to be like stoned out of your mind. You could have a light buzz and you'd be fine.
Yeah. Yes. And plus, you could just go the CBD route. CBD does not get you high. No. It has no psychoactive properties except for her helping from just medicine, dude. And this is insane that this plant that we have that can get you stupid high also has something in it, CBD, that can calm you down and like bring you down from having panic attacks and shit like that. So this is it's an amazing, beautiful, just amazing plant that we need to stop demonizing. Now, I don't know if you know, or out here the audience, if you guys know, the whole prohibition on cannabis was a little bit racist in there, right?
It was.
Yes, they started, scaring middle America and America on cannabis and calling it marijuana. And that's why it's called marijuana right now. When there are thousands of names for it all around the world, there's ganja, all that shit. But they wanted to scare white people, so they said, the Mexicans are bringing it, and so that's how all this prohibition got started. But before that, oh man, it was a medicine. It was a medicine and industry, the hemp industry and all that shit too.
Yeah, and considering I'm a young guy in the community, and that I'm coming into the phase of where the cannabis content is developing, and people are getting more knowledge on the plant, and that before, when it was not legal in that in certain states or even in the country, in that people just thought oh, marijuana is bad because you're getting stupid high, you can do stupid shit and that. But
for madness.
yeah
that's crazy. And like now it's beautiful because of us out here spreading the word, man. And we got to be out here. This is why I'm here. I'm here to teach. At least I just hope one person can watch this and be like, maybe maybe it's not so bad. Maybe there is
exactly
stuff that we could be using, man. And like you had said, that they were starting to change, right? They started to, I guess there's one grant or a study just got okayed to look up the benefits of weed. Now, the government here in America, you're in Canada, but over here in America, they will give you unlimited resources to look up the bad on cannabis, right?
Yeah.
The FDA will throw out money and shit, but to look up the good on cannabis was always a no-no, but now with this whole reschedulation happening and all this, they're starting to do the good, look for the good properties in cannabis, which I mean, come on, man, let's be real. You're not going to have to look very hard. Everybody knows that if we were fucking smoking weed instead of drinking, that this whole fucking place would be a better place, right?
Yeah.
Shit, man.
Exactly.
So what are you smoking on today?
I am actually smoking on actually my outdoor grow from when I did the summer of that. So it is Lucky Strawberry Breath. I think it's Enchilado crossed with strawberry cough.
Strawberry cough. Yeah. Okay. So does it have that strawberry notes to it, to where it's like?
Yeah,
I've grown strawberry coffee before, and it's fucking like strawberries,
Oh yeah. Like when I harvest this plant, and oh my god, you could tell there was a strawberry farm, and you could tell there was a weed farm, because it smelled like exactly the two things that from that plant. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is just
Beautiful.
amazing from this plant.
This was your first outdoor grow. How much did you get from that?
So I got about 2 pounds off my plant.
Damn, that was a monster.
Yeah.
I was looking at her back in the page.
Yeah, yeah. She was pretty pretty huge for my first grow, and I did not expect her to grow that big. I was like, and that's the thing too is when you're growing and that, you're like, is it going to be huge? Is it going to be small and that? And it's all depending on the pot. It's all depending on what your pot you're using and all that. And
Did you just put her into the ground or did you use pot?
so I did use pot. I used the 25-gallon bud trainer pots.
Okay.
And that. So that
So
was.
I've never heard of those ones. I'm gonna put a picture up here on here when we're done editing. But I wanted to see like the 25-gallon. Does that have little holes on the side so that you can put the bud trainers on?
Yes. So it has the holes on I believe the upper rim and that. So that way you can do whatever kind of training you want to do and that to it. Personally, I just use bud clips and that. That's what I use to train my plant. Just bending the branches, and so that way, it's more widen out and not, straight up.
Yeah.
So
you were training her. So you had been training. For your first grow, some people don't know to train, and they just let the plant do whatever it's gonna do. But you obviously did your research before this, right?
yeah, I kind of had. Well, I've been in the community for a long time, so I kind of picked everybody's brain a little bit as to what I want to do for my first grow and that.
See,
so it was.
That's beautiful and it's smart too because you get to look at from afar. You get to look at everybody's grows, everybody's mistakes, some other things. You get to see all this and soak up all this knowledge before you even put a fucking plant into the ground, dog. So you're already having a head start. You already know what a deficiency is gonna look like.
Yeah.
You already know problems that are gonna arise with indoor and outdoor. So I'd say that's a very smart move. Very smart.
Yeah. It was a very strategic rule thing I did in that. I wanted to have the knowledge of this plant before I even started to grow it, and that it's definitely good to get your research before you do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd rather have that than try to go, hey, what is this problem and that. I understand, we can get help from the community and that, but for myself, for my, what I like to do, I like to try to figure it out on my own, and then reach out. So, I just liked that I was in the community before I even started growing to pick up all that info.
It's a good thing too, because you have to learn things on your own. It's the way it is, man. People can tell you all day long this, and that. But for me, I'm one of those people that I gotta know, I gotta do it myself. Otherwise, if I don't fail myself, you could be telling me, yo, you're gonna fail, you're gonna fail, you're gonna fail, you're gonna fail. And I'll be like, I don't know, man, because I'm pretty cool, so I might not fail, right? So I'm gonna try it. And then I fail, and then I'm like, oh shit, you know what? You were right. Now I see what you were talking about,
Yeah, well, it was good. It was good that Mr. Gaddix is really close by and that. So he is a great teacher and that. And you want to know what? Honestly, he didn't step in much when I did my first grow and that. He was just there to observe. Make sure I wasn't doing anything I shouldn't be doing in that. Which technically I should be doing that because that's how you learn. That's how you learn how to grow this plant. Is you learn from your mistakes.
Mm-hmm. Facts. I always say, man, you don't learn anything from always killing it. You have to make these mistakes so that okay, next time, all right, I'm not gonna do that. So let's just throw it out there.
Well, and that's the thing too, is that when I did my first grow, is that I actually took notes on my plant, and that was the key thing that I did for when I started growing was, it may not be a lot on the page, to start when you're starting out, but
PH.
It's key information. It's key information as you go on when you continue to grow more of this plant and that. And honestly, I'm gonna keep using my notebook and keep writing down my notes when I'm doing grows and that. It's so useful.
Yes, for those out there, if you're new growers, man, a big thing is to keep a notebook. All right, you want to be writing this down, all this stuff. I mean, you could keep it in your brain. I mean, you could. I've been doing that because I'm like, I'm down the road. I know my stuff. But even I'm like, you know what? Defiant. See, shout out to him. He fucking hit me up. He's like, bro,
Great guy. Great guy.
He's like, great guy, dude. Love that fucking guy, dude.
Oh, he is an awesome dude.
Oh, dude. Now we're on the subject of Defiant. I fucking Defiant sent over. He sent over Bung. He was actually the first person to shout me out and was like, dude. He sent me a message and he was like, bro, whatever it is, you got it. I was like, yeah, and he's like, yo, you got it, dude. You need to be on here, do your thing, like keep on supporting. I was like, nice. He sent over Bong, he sent over genetics, and he was the first one to send over something. So I was just like blown away that there was this community that people would send over shit. And then so I was like, because my homie he told me, he's like, yeah, man, if you get into Instagram, you become an influencer, like people will hook you up with stuff. And I'm like, well, I'm not in it for the hookups. Like, I don't really care that much about that. And he's like, nah, man, just do it. So sure enough, he was right. But Defiant, man, fucking OG doggy, fucking Joe is the shit, man. I love that.
Oh, and there's so many breeders and guys that are doing genetics in our community. Like my plant that I grew in the summertime, Stefan Levike, I think a Haiku. I can't remember what it is. I can't remember, but Stefan Levike, great guy, honestly, great guy, and he has fire stuff. And actually, he is working on new stuff right now that myself and Ganix and Bunny all have seeds coming for. So we are all going to be trying out his new stuff when it comes.
Oh shit! Got that new shit.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out on the GNC network, baby. Now I was gonna ask you. I don't know if I heard wrong. Do you do anything commercially on the commercial grow thing, or no?
No. Recreational, like growing recreational.
Commercial, like in the commercial side of it. Big.
So actually, I used to work for a commercial company growing recreational cannabis.
Okay.
So they were called Weed MD. That's what their name was, and now they are Entourage Health Corp. Okay. And that. So it was a facility out in Strathroy, Ontario, okay. And that. Big facility. Like we grew 7 different third-party company cannabis groups, and that. So, like for instance, Color Cannabis, Saturday, Starseed Medical, Dime Bag, Syndicate, Royal City Cannabis Company, Mary Cannabis Company, and that. And we just grew so much. I think we had 14 to 16 growing rooms that had 400 cannabis plants in each room.
400 times 16. I don't even know what that is, yo. Damn, crazy, man. Shit.
Not including our 20-acre outdoor grow that we had.
Yeah.
It was a big facility, and that's where that's where I actually first got into cannabis. Mm-hmm. Was that recreational company that I worked for, and that. And I went through making gummies.
I gotta stop you right there, and I gotta tell you, like, that right there is one of the things that I wanted to experience, and I still haven't been able to experience a real big time grow like that. Like that kind of shit would definitely get the fucking grow bug into you. I mean, you walk in there and you see this sea of green that is just beautiful, man. Oh my god, so many fucking
Well, and the good thing was is that every day I got up for work, and it's just like, wow, I am going to work in a weed farm, and I'm just gonna enjoy myself while I'm there. Like it's
yeah,
just
man.
it's awesome.
And you guys
You
don't
guys
have
don't
all
have all
the
the
regulations and shit
regulations
that we do here.
Yeah.
So like around here, like it's a lot of shit to work in there. You gotta be a background check. You gotta fucking man. There's just so many hoops you gotta jump through to be able to work.
Oh yeah, you gotta have background check. You gotta gotta be a certain age to go into these facilities and that and work there. Like you gotta have you got big trust in you gotta have some really big trust India to work in these places. Like there's I've seen some people go in there and they're like, ooh,
And never
cannabis
come
and
out.
that. And cannabis and they're like stealing stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, don't do that, man, because like this is bad. This
Yeah,
is bad. Like, don't do that.
and some people are just like, I always try to tell people. I used to say it a lot back in the day, but I say it now. Like, don't
Mhm.
fucking steal weed, man. You can grow your own weed nowadays, doggy. It's easy. The fuck,
Exactly.
it's easy. The information is out there. I will give you a fucking light intent. Don't fucking steal. Just don't steal. I'll fucking give you something, dog. Like, people, man. Anyways, the commercial side though, or the big facility side is
Yeah.
something that is a whole different ball game that I
Oh,
feel
for
like
sure. For
it's
sure.
it's something
Like
that if you're gonna experience it, you need to know what you're doing because this is a lot of fucking money, dude. This is
mhm.
this is the big times, and
Oh yeah, there like they have at least two big size vault, and they're just full of cannabis and that. Um,
trip, white chocolate chip. Hey, all right.
I don't even know where we were.
So we were talking about the bad side. Well, we were talking about the commercial side, the big side, and like what I wanted to ask was there any like bad side, the downside to it? Like the only thing I can think of is there's a bunch of money that you're messing with, and that with a bunch of money comes a lot of risk, a lot of people want to make sure that you're doing the right thing because you're fucking with their money.
Yeah. So it was a lot. You had to be very careful with yourself, and that like you needed to make sure that you weren't doing anything bad. You weren't like taking a product off company site, and that like it's a very high secured. Like this place has like cameras everywhere. You can't do anything without them not seeing you, and that like it's very high secure. So there's no way that anyone can get away with anything in there.
Yeah, I totally can see that, man. I see that. Yeah, and like I said, it's because there's a lot of fucking money there. Now I wanted to go back to your outdoor grow. Now with your outdoor grow, that was the strawberry breath, right?
Yeah. The lucky lucky strawberry breath.
And then you were using the Pro Mix soil for that, right?
Yes, I was using the HP Pro Mix and that. That was what I was using as my base.
Okay, I had met the Pro Mix team at the MJ BizCon, and I was talking with them, and they were showing me the XP. They were showing me all these different soils that they got. They got some good stuff, guys. I'm like, that's good shit, man. They were gonna send me with like a bunch of samples, but I was like, I can't get it on the plane. I'm like, So I got a hold of them out here, and so now we are going to get one of the representatives on an episode of CannaConvos so that we can talk more about it. So
that's awesome.
Everybody be ready for that one. That is an up and coming, exclusive. I chingao just for fucking JRatz episode. We're dropping that.
And honestly,
how did you like that? Were you chilling with it? Was it the good stuff?
Yeah, honestly, I liked it, and that it was good stuff, and that I've heard many good things about the Pro Mix HP and that as a good base, and that I've heard even people talk about Build a Soil and that that's a big one too, and that honestly, I would love to try Build a Soil and that I'd love to try most of these new products that I'm seeing out in our cannabis community, and that I find it more intriguing that there's different people using different products for their grows, and that's what I love about it is that you can see what these products are doing to everybody's grows, and that it's just so cool. It's so cool seeing the many products that everyone uses.
Oh man, there's so many products out there, and it's blowing up. The lighting companies, the soil companies, the watering companies. It's like. I like to say that the first ones to get rich off of the gold rush were the people selling the shovels. And so it's kind of that same thing, man, because you can jump into this business and you could just make something for the growers. pH meters, fucking convos, whatever, man. There's so many other little things that are cannabis related, but aren't like you're not going to get in trouble growing it.
And see and that's the thing too. Because right now I only grow outdoors for my situation going on right now at home, and that eventually I will get into learning about pH and all that, and it's something I want to learn is all these different things that people are doing. Using worm casting, using the Hydrozyme product line, and that the High Shield, all that stuff. Like I want to get into that. I want to learn about it. It's something that is just intriguing to me. Is using all these different parts and seeing how they work.
Nice. So I wanted to go back on that. You're not growing indoors yet, right? But when you do, I know. See, because from what I could tell, you're a research person, right? So you'll be doing your research before you jump into it. Now I know that you probably have something like. In the background, what are you thinking? Are you going to go soil? Are you going to go organic? Are you thinking DWC? Have you ever thought of DWC? Have you,
Personally, I have not thought of the DWC and that. I will probably start out with organic, and that will be probably my start, and then work towards doing these other ones and that. Um, I rather not that I rather take the simple way in that, but to put it in perspective in that, yeah, I want to start out simple. I want to grow some fat. Everybody wants to grow fat nuts and that and they want to make see these nice
Colas.
nice cold bloods and that it's just eventually I will get there. I will get there, and that's the goal for me is eventually work towards growing my first indoor grow.
Yes, beautiful. One thing that if you want those colas, man, that I've learned for my thing, the way that I get those big ass colas is I do strip everything from a certain node. I'll pick a node, and I'm like, okay, from here down, nothing. Take it all off, and then just make all the energy go up to the top. Right, so all those, there's barely any popcorn buds on the plant, is how I like to do it, and I get fat fucking nugs, bro. Big old things that happen with me. My nugs get so big, I get floppage. Things be flopping over and shit, and that's when I have to get the yo-yo hangers or use the umbrella trellis. Which, shout out to umbrella trellis, man. I'm going to get that working this grow. We're going to get that back in. Have you heard of the umbrella trellis? I
actually have not, but it's something that again, it's somebody new to check out, and and that's what I love about the community and what we do at DCN, and that is every Friday at 9 p.m. and that we always see these beautiful gardens, and we always have new people coming on. Nice. That's what I love. Love seeing these new people that we have not seen before at all in the community, and come out and show their growth and that. And it just shows that our show is growing, and we're growing to the point where new people, new subscribers, and that are coming to our show.
Yeah, I love it, and that's one of my next questions. How did you hook up with the GCN network?
So,
for those who don't know, GCN stands for Garden Cultivation Network. All right, these guys are out there. They're doing their podcast for a while, and now JRatz is a moderator on there and part of a producer. Right, you're getting the show going.
So my main role. So I'll start off with my main role in GCN. So my main role in GCN is pretty much moderating, but also taking the promotion side and kind of just getting that info out there that we're going live on Wednesday and Friday, and that with our Wednesdays being interview nights and that. So we'll have a guest come on. For example, this past week we had the great Gambino on, and that Grambo from Duke Grow Show and that. So that he was awesome. He was pretty cool to have on and that. Mr. Gannickson, C Bunny planned out a beautiful show and that. So yeah, I definitely check that one out because it's definitely a hit.
Nice, hell yeah, man! I'll be putting the link on here for everybody to go to check out their shows. They have you guys usually go live, right?
Yeah. So it was pretty much for GCN and that we will be live Wednesday and Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which would be 6 p.m.
6 p.m. Pacific time.
Yeah. So and then when the guests aren't sure about whether they can do that time and that, Bunny and Gannick's usually plan it out either for a premiere or something like that. They're the ones that run the show and that. So I mean, I do my duty of promoting and moderating and that, and I let them just do their own thing. And that's the awesome thing is that those two are down to earth people and they want to do good in the community.
Yes. I feel like it's a beautiful thing because you guys got a team going on. You have to have in this thing. Like I'm telling you, man, if you want to start a podcast and you want to start doing the thing, you got to get somebody to be promoting, making videos. You got to be promoting, man. Gotta be out there. It takes a lot of heads, and so
and that's the thing too. They're always booking these guests. They're planning out the show. They're doing the research on who's coming on and that. And they don't have time for. They don't have time. Not saying that they don't have time, but it would be a relief for them not to do the promotional videos and that, and let the moderators do that job and that. And so that's what has happened is that me and Ken Alicia, who I think you're having on very soon too.
You know it, baby. Getting her out here too, man. Her on her.
But yeah, we've kind of just taken that role as we're gonna promote your stuff and we're gonna do the best we can. We're gonna put all our effort into promoting your show and that. It's not that we want the recognition in that. We want to do something good for two people that are trying to do amazing things and grow to a certain point in this cannabis community to be big, big people in this community.
Yeah, big staples in there.
Yeah. So
and it's working too, brother, because you are killing it. I mean, the promotions that you made for this episode. Oh man, I was over here like, bravo.
Yeah, and it's every day. It's every day I do a promotion video for GCN, regardless of what it is, and that I put my hard time work into that, and I try to make it so that it's not just we're gonna promote this. I want to make it fun. I want to make it I want to make you be like yeah, this is freaking awesome. I want to come out and see this episode because that promo was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I want to convince people to come to our show to watch Ganix and Bunny and that.
Yeah, and you killed it too, man. You absolutely killed it because I was like, damn. I was like, I want to watch that show now.
Yeah, I enjoy doing this so much for Bunny and Ganix. It's not, they're great people. I love them to death. They're family to me. They're always going to be family to me, and I will do whatever it takes to to make sure that they grow and be popular in the cannabis community.
Nice, and you're doing a great job, brother. Good job. What are your thoughts on DWC? Now, I know that you're not even there yet. I know this. But if you have been in the background, you've been doing a little research. If the last person that I had on here was Mitchell from Hydro Bucket. Now, I just bring that up because I'm thinking about doing some DWC work. And this is something that, say, Mitchell, right? He just jumped in. His first grow was a DWC. He started off with DWC, and so it's possible for some people to jump into DWC. And I don't think that it should be as intimidating as it is right now because a lot of people, I mean, including myself, feel like it's a big step. Feel like it's a big step. I don't know if it's because
and
I think the thing that turns everybody off, everybody off is how fast they could switch on you. I think that's what are your thoughts?
Personally, I haven't, done a lot of research on DWC. I've heard good stuff about it and that, and personally, it'd be something I want to try. And that it's, I'm not going to be a person that's going to, say don't try that stuff. This is better. This has worked 100 times better for me, and that I'm not going to be that person that is just going to pretty much shit on a product and that I haven't even tried, and that I'm going until I try that product, I will not give anybody my feedback on anything until I have tried it. And that personally, that's just the way I do it, and that it's just I rather not give out false information. I rather give out facts of when I try when I try products of that. For example, the bud trainer stuff I've used in my grow. And that, and the nutrients I've done in my grow, I will, they're great products, and that I've tried them, I know, and that. But everything else, like Hydrozyme, CannaConvos, all that stuff, I haven't tried it, and that, but I want to.
Yeah.
I just can't give my feedback on that stuff, but it
to me, that sounds like integrity. You got a lot of integrity right there, man. Because You're like me. You're not gonna put a stamp on it until you tried it and know that for sure it's this good stuff.
Yeah, and that's what most people in this community are doing, and that is that they want to try these products first before giving feedback on it and that. And unfortunately to say, I'm not going to name any names in that, but certain people just jump to conclusions in that, and they don't try the product before even saying, oh, this is a bad product, oh, this is a good product, and that. They need to, and that's the big thing in the community right now, is that people need to get educated on the product before giving their feedback on it, and that even if you haven't tried it, and that you shouldn't give any feedback, and that's the biggest thing I think it can give out to everyone, and that is that you don't shit on a product until you've tried it. It's pointless to the point where say I try a product and that either Gix or you or somebody in the community hasn't tried and they tell me it's shit or they tell me it's bad and that, and it's like, well, you want to know what? Have you actually tried the product? No. Well, then why are you saying that? It just makes no logical sense for anybody to do
like,
that.
Bro, you haven't even tried it. You don't know, dog. Like, but it's a hater. I don't know. Some people like to jump on the bandwagon when they're hating.
Exactly.
They're like, I'm gonna hate too. Why? Why are you gonna hate? I don't know. I just want to hate. Okay. All right.
See, and we should all be loving the community. There should be no hate. There should be no hate whatsoever. Right? That's the biggest thing. I really hope this community stays for a long time. I've been around in the Instagram era of when cannabis content was just coming to that, and when GCN used to be homegrown the community, and that was I was a part of that. That was the Instagram era, and then when we transitioned to GCN, that was the YouTube era. We are now in the YouTube era of Canna content and that.
Yeah, we are, because I had to make the jump too. Shit, I had from Instagram over here to YouTube, man. We had to do it because Instagram was just hating too much, and it was just too much bullshit. And there's too many, like I couldn't even hashtag anymore because
Nope.
I feel like when you hashtag, all these haters can see it. They tap in, see your page, hey, just report you anyways because they can't do it, and that's it's something that we need to understand too. That there are some haters out here that are just mad because they can't do it. They live in that are gonna. And
the thing, exactly. And the thing is that when people report these accounts and that, or they report these posts and that, some people, they post it right to Instagram. They don't save those photos and that. And like when they lose these accounts and that, it's gone. It's gone forever. Like you have no backup of any, saved, pictures, videos, whatever, and that of these accounts. Like Hi Again, for example, they just got their account back after a year of it being down, and that. Yeah. Like that's crazy.
Shit, that shit is crazy because there's so much content on that page, man.
There is a lot of content on that page, and I'm pretty sure they didn't have all that content. And that, like, I'm probably 95% sure that they did not have that content saved in that because, who has that space for years and years and years of, growing and making content in that? You have to save it on a platform at some point and hope that, your stuff does not come down.
Yeah, man, because that's at least like 10 terabytes of not 10 terabytes, maybe 2 terabytes.
But like it still takes up a lot of space.
A lot of space, dude. And these are mad external hard drives if you were gonna do that. I know I haven't had any of my stuff backed up. So if my page goes down, that's it, guys. Like all that shit is gone. I'm never gonna be able to see it again. I might not even do it again because I'll be all pissed off. But I'm like, you got to be ready for it nowadays, man. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. Supposedly this change with the guidelines on 2025.
Yeah, I did see that. And that was the biggest question: is cannabis content going to be, are we going to be allowed to, show buds? Are we going to be allowed to talk about cannabis and that, And that was the biggest thing when the new year came, is that nobody knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, we still don't. We still don't.
We still don't. And we still don't. It's too hard to say what is going to happen with Canna content on Instagram and all that. As of right now, we're allowed to post it on YouTube and that, but I mean,
that could change too.
That could change too, and that and we have there's other platforms, Discord, X, TikTok,
TikTok's only for another.
Yeah, TikTok. Well, sorry, I should say TikTok will not be available in the U.S. soon. So I mean, like it just goes to show that it seems that these platform companies do not want the proper information shared of what we're doing.
Yes, no. That's 100%. It's only because of the federal fucking thing. If it was federally legal and then everybody could get into this and the information would be fine, and okay, people probably wouldn't be sitting there tripping about kids getting old. I mean, ain't no fucking kids growing. Stop it. There is not no 10-year-old out here getting soil, getting the clone, and gonna get to town. It's not fucking happening. All right. But anyways, sorry, that was a rant.
No, I know you're good.
What are we talking about? This edible's starting to kick in on me. We were talking about the content, yeah. So, yeah, there's other platforms like Marina. Marina High Tide. She moved over to X and she's loving it over there. I just feel like.
See, I have an account on X. I personally haven't posted on X yet, and that I don't know, exactly of what that platform is like, and that we do have a Discord. GCN does have a Discord, and that that is brand new. We I think we just kicked that off a week ago or 2 weeks ago.
Okay, well, I need you guys to send me the invite so I can join your Discord. I wanted to ask you, have you heard anything on the HLVD? Now, this is something that's been going around a lot. It's died down a little bit, but the word was getting out about that. Do you know anything about it?
Personally, I do not know about that.
Okay, so for everybody out there, I'm gonna drop a little knowledge. HLVD stands for hop latent viroid disease. Right? It is a viroid, which is smaller than a virus. Is one of the most basic organisms out there. It doesn't even have proteins. So that's why the thing with HLVD is it stunts your plants, makes your plants look real small, real tiny little nugs, popcorn nugs, or even smaller than normal popcorn nugs. Your whole plant, you won't get any colas. It looks absolutely crazy. Little spindly branches that will break off real easily. It's a bad thing. Now, the thing with that is it is a viroid, so alcohol does not work on it, okay? Because alcohol breaks down proteins. Well, guess what? The viroid doesn't have any proteins because it's not a virus. Viruses have proteins, so it would kill a virus, but it doesn't do that with alcohol. So isopropyl alcohol, which we all use in our grows to sanitize and everything, doesn't work. So everybody has switched, instead of using isopropyl alcohol, to using a bleach solution, right? Just a little tight.
Yeah, I have heard a little bit about it, and that I haven't really done my reading and my research on it and that, but it would be definitely something I would need to look up and definitely to get my opinion on it and that personally.
Now, the reason why I bring it up is because it's something that I want the new growers to understand and to remember. That there is this viroid out there. So now we're going to have to switch from using alcohol to sanitize and go to a bleach solution. And I want this information to be spread out there. That way, nobody accidentally spreads this viroid without, because it happens. I didn't know about it. And I got it, and I was spreading it around. I was spreading it to all my plants and all this shit, and I didn't even fucking know. I might have given a clone to somebody. So
and that's the thing. It was a big thing going around when it first broke out, and I was just, I personally didn't even know about it. I didn't do my research about it when it came out and that, but like it was a huge thing going on around in the community.
It
And
was
that,
huge.
and I was just wowed and awed in like how much feedback everyone was giving on it.
Yes, and that's why I was in awe too, because once we got this information out and people started talking about it, everybody started being like, "Yo, you know what? I think I had that," and I was like, "Holy shit! Like I'm dealing with that literally right now." And so I was like, "Hell yeah!" I was able to make content and spread the word about it and try to show it off and be like, "Look, people." And for those who don't know, if you want a little information on how a little video on that, you can go back in my page. I know I post a lot on Instagram, but if you go back in there, you'll see some videos of me posting that on the YouTube too. I should have published a couple videos of that, what it looks like. But that is one issue that I want everybody to know, man. That way, because if we know about it, the knowledge about just using bleach instead of alcohol will save lives. It'll save plants, man.
And see, and this is the biggest thing I love about any Canna show, and that is you can learn, even if it's a little bit, and that you can still learn a whole bunch from just watching the episodes, and that
Yep.
and that's what I found when I started, wanting, I was like, I'm definitely gonna grow in that. I started watching, Mr. Canuck. I started watching, Pigeons. I started watching Rob. I started watching Mr. Grow It. They seem to be the top names of this this Canna content right now, and they're the best people to get information from, and that even Mr. Yannick's and Sea Bunny, they have a ton of information in that, and that's why I enjoy moderating these Canna show, this Canna show GCN, and that is because Mr. Yannick's and Sea Bunny have so much knowledge to share with the community.
Mm-hmm.
They know their stuff. They ain't going to give you false information. And even if they don't know, they're going to recommend someone in the community that knows what to do, like right then and there. They'll know who to talk to, or they'll figure out who to talk to in the community about it.
Most definitely. And I feel I'm the exact same way, brother. If I don't have the information, I will point you in the direction of somebody who does.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You want someone to guide you to the right information that you want. And that
Yes.
you want to build that trust with your viewers about coming back to your show because you just told me about this pH problem, or you told me about this deficiency that I have in that.
This HLPD, you just taught me about that, right?
Yeah, that is what I like about all these kind of content shows, and that it's just we're getting information out, we're getting people the proper training, the proper ways to grow cannabis.
Yes, and there is many ways to do this too. Like that's one thing I want everybody to take away too. There is many ways to grow. Not every way is specific. We're not all set in that, but we are saying like, okay, here's a guideline, But and don't forget, it's your grow, man. It's your grow.
Yeah, it's your grow. You choose what you want to do, and that there's no one stopping you from, saying you can't do certain things, and that you put 100%.
There's some people out there who will try, but
oh yeah, there's some that will try, but you want to know what you just got to put the 110% positive attitude into it, and you got to believe in yourself. You have to believe that you can achieve and accomplish your goals when you want to start doing those goals and start achieving.
Oh, absolutely. What advice do you have for a new grower, brand new grower stepping into this game? Would you advise them to do what you did and like do your research before you jump in, or what's your?
Personally, I would choose the way I went. I mean, it takes it. I will say it does take some time to if you're a brand new grower and that you don't know, you're starting like at like base number one, and that like I would definitely watch the shows, the kind of content that is around the community, and that what's going on. He's got a TV guide and that, so there is ways to find out who's live and that. Watch those lives and that they give a ton of information. They give tons of information in that, and you don't have to start growing right after like a month into it. If you want to wait and that. There's no rush into going trying to do it and that. If you rather have that knowledge before you start, I highly advise that you do that. And that's just how I did it when I started in that, from day one of, supporting Mr. Gannix when he first started doing Canna content on Instagram and I just watched him grow from day one to now. And I've been there. I've been his biggest supporter. He's actually he's my cuz. He knows that he's got my support for him. So.
Yeah. You guys day one right there. Motherfucker ride or die and shit.
Yeah.
Good. All right. We're at our hour and 5 minute mark. I wanted to thank you so much for coming on, brother. I have one more question and then we'll get to all the whole sponsors, all that whole ending and all that. My last question that I always ask everybody.
Yep.
What do you think is the future of the cannabis industry?
The future of the cannabis industry?
Future of this, baby.
I feel like everyone will have the opportunity at some point that they will have the opportunity to grow cannabis plants either in illegal states and that, whatever, and that cannabis is progressing towards being legal and everywhere and that. And that's what it's, and that's amazing. That is amazing because it's one plant that is not as harmful as
alcohol,
alcohol, crack, whatever kind of other stuff that you can think of in that. It's a way better drug than any drug that you can think of in that. And personally, I think we're heading towards an area where cannabis is going to be a big part of our human culture, and it already is. It's gonna become bigger. Buckle up and enjoy the ride in that because
it's gonna get bigger, baby.
Oh, it's gonna take off in that, and you want to know it's a great thing. It's a great thing to see, and I love that people just want to share the information and the great knowledge of this great plant that we love, smoke, grow, and all that, and just hope that we can continue on with this community, and stay united as one and keep continuing to make marijuana legal everywhere around the world.
Beautiful. Well said, brother. Well said, brother. Well said. You absolutely killed it today, sir. I want to thank you so much for coming on, man. We got
thank you, sir. Thank you for everything you do for the community and that, and having these shows so that way growers can come here and learn about knowledge about all different kinds of grows, all different kinds of products and that we need people like you, like GCN, like Rob, like Pigeon, like everybody in the Canna community, giving out that information because if we didn't, where would we be now? We're still progressing to bigger things, and it's going to get bigger.
Absolutely.
So,
you're absolutely right, man. You guys over there at GCN are killing it. You guys have the sponsors that you guys have are
yeah, so we have Mr. Gannix is sponsored by Spider Farmer, so you can use code GCN at the Spider Farmer checkout and save yourself 8% there. We also have a CannaCon code, so use GCN at the checkout for CannaCon. Bud Trainer